So here's my latest creation. This is a capacitive touch iambic key for my radio. I'm actually using an Arduino right now for code practice purposes. I just wanted to show the keyer that I made. Now, this Arduino program is not mine. I've modified it slightly so that I can move the pins around and get all the connections right next to each other. Mainly because I wanted to put the speaker on the paddle itself. Now, the basic layout of this is really simple. I just used a aluminum plate. As you can see here, the aluminum plate is not too thick. I think it's 1/8 of an inch. So I took a piece of copper cut to the same width. It's double-sided PCB, but you don't need double-sided for this part. I cut a couple of lines through it to make some traces here. As you can see, there appears to be 5, but there's actually six pads here. There's these two outer ones that are relatively large. The one that appears to be in the middle here is actually cut right beneath the PCB here in the middle. So there are two separate contacts, and that keeps the two sides of the paddle electrically isolated. So once you've got that middle pad trace cut out, just solder your paddle to the top, and that can just be a short piece of two-sided PCB or the copper-clad board that I'm using. Once you've got that done, then the outer pads are both connected to a logic high signal from the Arduino, and they are connected to the center pads with a 330 ohm resistor. And then there are wires soldered to each side of the paddle, and those go back to the Arduino, and that's for the DIS and the DAS. And this pad right here that's been tinned, I didn't really have any reason for tinning it, I just did it for the heck of it, but that is the ground connection going back to the Arduino. Since you can't solder aluminum very easily, I cheated and just put a screw through there, and it's countersunk, and that makes the ground connection to the plate here, because you have to be grounded when you use this. If you just try touching the sides of it, you get bizarre behavior. So if it's grounded by putting a finger on the base, it works a lot more reliably. And then this last pad here, you can barely see it. It's really thin. That's just the speaker connection, and I'm just using a piezo. The gentleman that wrote this program said to use an 8 ohm speaker, but a little piezo buzzer will work just fine. I put a piece of electrical tape here along the top just to prevent me from accidentally touching the sides of the copper here when I'm holding the thing. I'll go ahead and demonstrate real quick the basic usage of an iambic key. This side over here where my thumb is, that's where the DAS are, the longer element in Morse code, because my thumb's not as fast as my index finger. So if you just press this, just tap it, you get a single dash or a da, as most people know it, and the other side will give you a dit or a dot. You can see there's a difference in the length. So this, as long as you have a connection, if you hold it down, it'll just continue to send out a stream of these. Likewise over here. So if you wanted to send an I, which is 2 dots, you just hold it for a little bit, like that, and release. Or if you just want a single dot, which is an E, just tap it. So you can send any number that you want. And also you can interrupt. If you press both sides at the same time, it will alternate between the two, starting with whichever side gets touched first. So if you want to send a letter C, which is da 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 da, you just touch this pad just before this one, and you hold it until you get your 4 characters on both sides. And then release. Likewise, if you want to send a Q, which is da 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 da, you can just hold this pad and then interrupt the stream by tapping the DIS side, as I'll demonstrate here. And then release. So That's a basic operation. It takes a little bit of practice getting used to these, but once you do, you can code pretty quickly. So I'm going to go ahead and change my program here. This is way too slow for me. I'm just using this for demonstration purposes. So I will be back in just a moment after I change my program around and show it in use. Okay, I'm back. I got the speed set up a little bit higher, and hopefully I can do this with one hand. And that's my capacitive touch iambic key in use. I'll post a copy of my code in the comment section and encourage anyone else that wishes to take up CW to build their own. Thanks for watching.